Growing a millet is a valuable source of food and income for thousands of families across Uganda. It is mainly grown in northern, eastern, and some parts of western Uganda. In this episode of Farm Matters, we take you to Ntungamo district, where farmers, with the support of Sasakawa Global 2000 and in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries (MAIF), are working to improve millet yields. Barugahali Kenneth Katwaza, an extension worker from MAIF, explains that while millet can yield highly, it is also susceptible to diseases that can affect its growth.
Now we had some diseases. I may not tell you the names. Okay, I will show you, but on its finger, it dries one by one. You find in an acre, you have roasted a lot, because it could even attack them at the beginning. When it's growing, you find that they are just drying or they are rotting. But currently, due to these new technologies, we use it to spray pesticides and even some fungicides that are copper oxychloride. So we could not experience that in these new technologies.
Millet also has a ready market, being a staple food consumed both in households and urban areas. Kenneth highlights the growing demand for millet, particularly in towns.
Yeah, millet has market, only that many people are not growing it. But for the market we have, now during harvesting time, you find the kilogram is at 1,500, but it keeps on rising up to 3,000 when it's not added value, as when you sell a seed or a grain. So people, we have a market for millet because many people are consuming it in the towns for both porridge. So there are some people who are packing porridge and flour for both kids and other old people. So there is a market outside and in the town and even in nearby homesteads, because they don't all grow millet due to the problems of land and what have you.
Next, Kenneth takes us through the process of harvesting and storing millet, demonstrating the correct methods to ensure maximum yield and reduce post-harvest losses.
Now, when you grow our millet, you will keep on monitoring. Then when it starts, you keep on checking. Then you monitor where you see that it has reached its maturity. Then when it has reached its maturity, many varieties, you see the seeds. You find the seeds, you can even identify them. Then after that, you get your knives. We use it to harvest while heaping them in the field. Then at the end, you find it when it rains. You find a millet where it was heaping it has already germinated. Then when these technologies came in, they told us that when we are going to harvest, we have to use these tarpaulins. You go with tarpaulins and sacks. We get our knives. Then you go there. You start cutting off the old millet, putting in the sack and the baskets, taking it there. You take them to these tarpaulins. After drying the millet, you just put it back in the sack. You tie it well. Then you take it in the store. But in the store, you have to put pallets. And you put pallets, and you make sure that there is a distance, some distance from the wall and from the other wall, so that the millet, the sack, couldn't get into contact with the wall, because they may suck some water and even the ground. So there you arrange the bags. You may arrange them like this. Then another line you put it like this. Then again you keep on alternating the bags in the store. So you leave those spaces that you can easily clean the store and monitor your store for these rodents, the rats, and other insects which may enter into into your store. Now here, I used this bed as my pallet because it is raised. It's not, the sacks are there's a distance from the sacks and the wall, as I've been telling you. Then here I have 14 sacks with millet. They are arranged in a way that, in this way that they can't fall. Because now these ones are facing this side, others are facing this side. Then you keep on alternating so that they can't fall when you have stored your millet. Then I left the space there between the wall and the bed, so that it becomes easier for me when I am cleaning the store. And even when you reach when you put the pallets there on the wall, you can allow these rats enter into the store and eat your millet or your produce. Now this seed, as I told you, Selenium 2, it's for seed multiplication. So this seed multiplication, 20% of the millet we have harvested, it's going to be multiplied within the group. Now we are expecting to get 500 kilograms of clear seed for multiplication. Some people have liked the seed because they have ordered in July this year to come and pick the seed for multiplication in their homes. But for the group, we are going to multiply it. Me, myself, with my group, we are again going to multiply. Last year we planted 4 kilograms, but right now our plan is to plant more than 10 kilograms for the group garden. Then another 20% we shall be each member of the group will get his or her own garden to multiply that seed, that 20%. So by next season we expect to be having more than 2 tons from this seed you have multiplied.
Kenneth also walks us through the threshing process, explaining the importance of proper handling after harvest to ensure that the grain remains clean and intact.
Currently, the methods we are using, we just put it in, we put the millet in the sack, then we beat with our sticks. And if not, if you don't have because some people don't have the sacks, because they are a bit expensive, they say it's expensive, you just heap it in on the person paper or on the bare ground, then you will start beating. Traditionally, it's what we have been doing. But currently, we now beat. We put in the sack, and on the person paper, also on the tarpaulin, you tie the sack, then you start beating so that you don't lose any grain from the sack. Because you tie the sack, then you put it on the person on the tarpaulin, you start beating. Then after beating the millet, you remove the trash, you put the trash aside, then you start winnowing. So after winnowing, you are removing other trashes. Then afterwards, you get the millet, your millet, you put it in the mortar, hammering. Okay, you may say it may be hammering or what, but in the mortar. Then after that, you start again winnowing. You win again to remove the other trash. Then you get the clear millet. Then you go for milling. I'm removing the second layer so that the millet is now ready for human consumption. Because when you don't remove it, it's sour. When you mill it, it gets sour. You can't even take it. But now that is for food. But when you are going to plant, just leave it like this. After pounding in the mortar, to remove the second layer or the second coat, to make it ready for human consumption, then you again take it for winnowing. They now winnow to remove all trashes, and the millet becomes clean and clear for human consumption. Then from there you take it for milling.
Despite the benefits of using fertilizers for millet farming, Kenneth shares that adapting to new farming practices was initially challenging.
It was tiresome at planting when we are using fertilizers because we are not used to it. Then the challenges we faced due to this, we faced a lot of sunshine. It disturbed us. Some millet dried up, could not even come out properly during germination. Then at first they were eaten by birds during germination. Birds were picking them. Then at the later stage, there are some of the diseases like rust. Rust came in before we sprayed. There were weeds. It was a challenge because we couldn't get a herbicide which we could spray after planting to kill weed seeds. So we faced a challenge of weeds. Then at a later stage, when our millet grown up, we faced a challenge of birds. I think this millet may be sweeter than other varieties because the birds liked it very well. The birds and even some people, these animals like goats, they could enter there and start chopping the millet, eating our millet. So those are the challenges we faced.
Through the use of improved technologies and techniques, farmers have learned valuable lessons that have improved millet production.
What we have learned using these improved technologies, good technologies in millet, nevertheless the millet dried at the planting due to sunshine. Due to rains, we found it easy for us to transplant the millet. We transplanted the millet doing gap filling. We gap filled to cover the other places where it couldn't germinate well due to sunshine. During weeding, it was very easy for us to weed because we were 10. We did the half acre within 3 days. So we found it is very easy for us to weed the millet. And due to rains, what you have learned again, due to rains, you could go there slowly while monitoring the millet. You pass around following the rains. So we found it very easy during monitoring our garden. Another one what we learned, after addition of urea, the millet grows faster than it was the way it was growing before we add in urea. So it was growing vigorously. It was very dark in the garden, very green, dark green. Then at the end, after like 2 months, 2.5, during, I may call it flowering or tillaring, it came out very well because due to we planted one variety, it was uniform. There was uniformity in the garden. It came out well. You find a finger with a cluster of seven fingers, as it wasn't in our usual methods of growing millet, because we usually have 2, 3. But this one we had 5 to 7 fingers. Then again, what we liked, we used to harvest the millet. You leave some millet there in the garden, but due to this one, it grows, as I have told you, it grows very fast. It was uniform. Then you could find, during harvesting, we never left some millet in the field for birds. So we harvested once. And again, what we liked and what we learned, using fertilizers, because ladies used it to grow millet, and during harvesting, you find millet fall. But for this one, it was upright, standing. So during harvesting, what we have learned, we harvested while standing, the whole garden, and we enjoyed because we harvested within 2 days. As we have grown this, our plan is to be, after growing all the millet, all the 20%, we shall collect all the produce. We got the produce, then we sell at once. From each individual farmer will bring his harvest, then we sell at once. Because we have started looking for markets for these people who are adding value. They have told us to market because they told us they need enough time, a good tonnage, that they can come and pick the millet.
Mugimba Ambrose, another extension worker, shares how they have been able to convince the community to adopt new technologies and methods of millet cultivation.
You know, when we are bringing a new system in a community, we have an approach how we approach these our traditional farmers. First and foremost, we first gather information concerning how they have been doing their thing, how they have been planting, broadcasting way, using the traditional seed or home seed seeds. But now, since we started like 3 years back, we started training them. We got information. We trained them about the new technologies compared to the way they have been doing. As the principles in the extension work, where they say start where people are with what they have, help them to help themselves. So we started with what they are doing, practicing the way, traditional way. So eventually we trained them how to plant our millet using our new technologies. That is using improved seed, using planting in lines, soil and water management, weed control, spacing, that is planting in lines again, then pest and disease control, and as well as storage and proper harvesting. Actually, at the beginning, we had a challenge with the line planting and all that. But when we set our demos, communities and the farmers among the group who were in the group had appreciated the thing because they were coming as if they are touring. It became as a tourist attraction to the communities around. So you know when an enterprise or anything is attracted or is attractive, so it means there is adoption. People have admired our technologies. The rating, the millet has been being consumed within the homestead, but eventually some they use it to sell. But when you harvest in huge tons, so it needs to mean you have to market some, you have to do some agro processing, like the way you are seeing here. After doing this, they have to mill it. After milling it, you get the flour. Then they are making the porridge. They are packed in they are selling it in their market, in their hotel, in the supermarket. And they are like in cities and urban areas where they don't grow, but they are depending on our millet. So there is already a market because we do a pattern with other stakeholders like Fika Seeds. They also come and buy the seeds here, then so that they scale up to other areas like in Eastern and other areas in the Western region. Actually, the challenge is there because when you harvest tons and tons, you need storage. Like nowadays we are in the rain season, so there is a storage. They are keeping it in their household where they are staying instead of having granaries. So we have that challenge of storage. That's one. Secondly, with the millet, the prices they normally be low compared during the harvesting season compared to the other time. So the market is not all that good. So we need again to have a certain level of agro-processing and value addition. So where we can put maybe and process the porridge and we pack them, then we sell, we export.
As the farmers in Ntungamo district continue to embrace innovative farming practices, millet production is improving, helping boost food security and the livelihoods of thousands of families. With the support of Sasakawa Global 2000 and Ministry of Agriculture, there is hope for a more prosperous future for millet farmers across Uganda.